Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video, which is my May reading wrap up. Then I literally just finished. Hi guys, we're gonna put these bad boys on the bookshelf. It's May 6th today and I finished a book for this month, which was a library book. If you haven't seen my library book haul video type situation, you should maybe go watch it if you want to because it's already up. But first book that I finished this month was Verity by Colleen Hoover, and it was okay, to be honest. I don't even really remember my rating. I'm not sure where my phone is. Hold on, let me grab my phone. I rated this book 3 stars. It was honestly okay to me. I don't know if just because it was a Colleen Hoover book. This was my first Colleen Hoover book ever, and I don't know if I'll be reading any more of Colleen Hoover. I already don't really vibe with her that much, so that's the reason I haven't bought any of her books. But I thought because this was a library book that like it was a kind of loophole, because like I wasn't buying it from the bookstore, like I got it from the library. I'll have to take this back, but I did get the experience of reading it, so there's that. Honestly, if I'm into Colleen Hoover, if I see a book that I like at the library, then maybe I'll pick it up. But honestly, this was not my favorite thing in the world. I don't know, the plot, I don't know. It's just something about the plot. It was interesting, and I was there. Like, I was really into it. It's just something about this book was just kind of off to me, and I can't really put my finger on it. So, yeah, but this is my first Colleen Hoover book. Will I be reading more Colleen Hoover? I'm not sure. I don't know about all that, but read this. I also kind of really wanted to read this because I heard that they were making it into a movie. That's kind of the whole reason I picked this up. So now I can watch the movie because I read the book, but I didn't really like the book, so hopefully the movie's better. I still don't know if that's a rumor or not, so hopefully that's actually being a thing, because if not, that's kind of disappointing. But Colleen Hoover Verity, I gave it 3 stars. It was just okay to me, but you know, it just wasn't really my cup of tea, and I don't think Colleen Hoover is my cup of tea, so maybe that's the whole reason I'm feeling that way. But yeah, Verity, 3 stars everyone. This is book number 1 for this month. Honestly, I feel like this month might be a kind of, sorry, there's a bug, slow month for me. I've been back and forth from school for like the last week or so, so hopefully I get quite a bit of reading done this month. But I don't know, last month was a pretty good month for reading, so we'll see about this month. But Verity, 3 stars. It was just okay. Hi guys, it's May 11th and I just finished The Four Winds by Christian Hannah. This was a library book that I got, so I did have to read it kind of fast, but we did finish it. And I give it 4 stars. I would give it like, I feel like 4 stars is very accurate. Like, I enjoyed this book. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed The Nightingale by Christian Hannah, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. Jeez, can I please talk? But yeah, good read. It's basically about the Dust Bowl historical fiction kind of book. Honestly, if you're interested, I just suggest you to read the synopsis because I'm not really good at summarizing books. But basically about this girl and her family and how they just get through tough times in the Dust Bowl, and then having to move and try to make things work at their different places. So yeah, honestly, this book was kind of sad just because the main character, Elsa, her life was like just never great. Like, growing up, her life wasn't great, and then she got married, and then she felt like she belonged, and then stuff started going wrong, like in the world, like, you know, the Dust Bowl, whatever, and she and her family had to move away. Like, it was insane. Kind of through the book, you just kind of feel for Elsa so much. You kind of just want her to have a win and to like things to just get better for her. But yeah, it was just like that. I don't know if it's a spoiler to say things never really got better. Like, her whole life was kind of like a struggle, so that was kind of sad. But yeah, it's kind of, I like Kristen Hannah just because the way she tells like these stories, like she's the only person who writes historical fiction that I would read, because I don't know, she just does it so well, and she does it in a way that like I won't get bored. Sorry, my camera died. Rude, I know. But yeah, 4 stars. I don't even remember what I was saying, kind of lost my train of thought, but the ending is kind of happy in a way, but it's also kind of sad, so read at your own risk. I feel like also, sorry if you hear my dog, he's in here whining to me right now, but I definitely recommend reading trigger warnings if you know, you feel like you have to, because this is kind of a heavy book and some things do go down in this book, I will say. So yeah, The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna, 4 stars. Yeah, second book for May. Hi guys, it's May 26th and I have not updated this video since the beginning of this month, and I finished quite a few books since then. I literally just finished, like just now, just a few minutes ago, finished Final Offer by Lauren Asher, and I rated this book 3 stars. Now, the first 2 books of the Dreamland Billionaire series I actually really enjoyed. This one I didn't enjoy as much. I loved Cal and I loved Cammy. I just could not stand Alana. Like, she was not doing it for me. And I took notes on this book because, girl, there was so much just going on that I just did not like about this book. So first, when Cal had first got to Lake Wisteria, which is a little town that he had to go to, freaking everybody knew his past with Alana, and everybody in the town was being rude to him because of his past with Alana, and I just did not like that. I hate it when people are in other people's business and when everybody just knows everything. I understand it's like a small town, but like, there's no reason everybody in this town should know what happened between you and somebody else, word for word, every detail. I feel like that's ridiculous. Also, Alana, she was very back and forth. Like, I feel like she was like, oh, I'm in love with Cal, like, I love him so much, and then she would be like, I love Cal, but I don't want to be with him, and then she tried to distance herself, and it was just back and forth for the whole 500 pages. Well, I don't know if it's actually 500 pages, but it's like 591 pages on Kindle or something. Oh, she was so back and forth. That was so annoying to me. I was like, you love him or you don't. Like, please just make up your mind. She was going back and forth the whole freaking time. Also, everybody was just being mean to Cal. Like, in the beginning, like, he was trying his hardest. I feel like the whole book he was trying his hardest and nobody was just listening to him or trying to understand him or see where he was coming from, his point of view, why what happened. Everyone just knew Alana's POV from what happened in their past and couldn't stand Cal because of her POV. Nobody really spoke to Cal, so nobody knew his point of view, which really sucked. So they were just being mean based off what they knew from Alana, which I was really upset about because I don't know, because like, you don't really know if that happened for real, even though like it might have happened. I don't know, she could be exaggerating, whatever. Like, nobody wanted to hear Cal's POV. Nobody could stand Cal the second he got in that town. And Alana, I feel like she was very not understanding. Like, I feel like she could have just been a little more empathetic. Even though I understand with her sister and everything, I'm trying not to spoil this, but also give my thoughts. With her sister and everything, I feel like the situation was a little different from her and her sister and then her and Cal. So, like, that kind of bugged me. Like, she wasn't understanding him at all, or like trying to see where he was coming from. It was all like, you're hurting me, this is bad, and you know it's bad, and you keep doing it, and it's affecting me, and you're hurting me, and that's not cool. And I was like, girl, please. It's like, what? Please be so for real. So yeah, Alana just was not it to me, but I digress. I gave the book 3 stars. And I feel like I'm gonna stand on that. I like Cal so much though. That's just like the only part. Like, I genuinely love Cal. It's just Alana brought this book way down for me. So that's my rating on that. I'm so happy to be done with the series though, because I did start that series about a year ago now, which is kind of crazy. The Fine Print is kind of one of the books that got me into reading in the first place. It was like one of the first books I read on my Kindle. So kind of bittersweet to be done with the series. But after that, well, not really after that, but also this month I read Dark Matter. I'll have to put up a picture because it was a library book and I had to turn it back in. I don't even know the rating I gave for this book. Let's see. I gave Dark Matter 4 stars, which I feel like it's 4 stars rounded up. I would have gave it like a 3.75 just because that book was so crazy. Like, if you're into like, I don't even want to say action because it wasn't even really action, but like sci-fi, thriller, suspense type books, then Dark Matter is for you, because that book never had a dull page. Like, that book is definitely like a page turner. Couldn't put it down, but like also just so much was going on. Like, I genuinely needed a break, and I was hoping the main character would get a break, but he never did. So that's really that on that. That's really all I have to say about that. It's honestly a book that kind of mess with my brain a little bit. Like, there's just so much going on, so many different things, and there was a point in the book which I kind of thought was hilarious, but like he had a group chat with all you just have to read it. Like it was actually kind of funny. I'm pretty sure I have a video where I read it, but if you want to see that, you can find it. I really don't know what video it is, but that's all I have to say about that book was kind of insane. So Dark Matter, 4 stars, 3.75, but on Goodreads it got up 4 stars. So that's what I think about that. And then this month I also read Beach Read, which I also was a library book. Had to turn it back in, so I'm gonna have to put a picture up. But I give this book 3 stars, and I read it because Funny Story just came out by Emily Henry and I wanted to read all her books or whatever. But I started with Beach Read. I didn't really enjoy it. It wasn't really what I expected, which I think is kind of why I didn't really enjoy it, but it was okay. Maybe I just have to read another Emily Henry book. I do plan to like keep reading them. Maybe I just have to get used to her style or whatever. Maybe it's just Beach Read. So I am gonna keep reading her books. That book just happened to get a 3 star from me. I didn't really enjoy it. I'm not sure. It was just something about it. It wasn't for me. Like, and that's really as good as I can explain that. Like, it just wasn't for me. But I see why people enjoy it. I see why people love it. That just wasn't my cup of tea right there. So I feel like that one's gonna, I don't know, so many people love Emily Henry. Like, I kind of feel sad saying this because I really wanted to vibe with Emily Henry and like her books like everyone else, but I just did not enjoy that one. I mean, it was okay. I'm not saying I hated it. It was okay. So I will continue to read her books, but as of right now, my first Emily Henry book, 3 stars. So yeah, that's it so far for May. Hopefully I read something else, because if I don't, that'd be kind of awkward. But yeah, I'm sure I will see you guys pretty soon. Hi guys, it's May 28th, so it's a few days later than my last little update or whatnot, and I just finished the Britney Spears Woman in Me, the memoir. I don't think I'm gonna rate it because this is like the story of her life. Like, I feel like that's kind of not fair. But so because it's a memoir, I don't think I'm gonna rate it, but we did finish it. Honestly, pretty good. I'm not really into memoirs like that, but I feel like Britney Spears did a really good job. I feel like, well, she didn't write it, it was ghostwritten, but you know what I mean. Like, it's like they sat down together, like Britney and the ghostwriter, and Britney was just talking about all the things she wanted to talk about, and the ghostwriter literally just wrote everything down. That's exactly what I was giving, and I kind of love that about it. So yeah, but Britney's memoir, finished it. Honestly, if you're interested in, like, I don't want to say want to get into memoirs, but like interested in taking a look into somebody else's life, I feel like this is a really good memoir to start with because it was really super easy to read. And yeah, that's honestly about it. I'm not gonna rate it because I feel like that's just kind of not fair. So, but yeah, we read the memoir. I don't know if I'm gonna read anything else this month, but we'll see. I think I'm gonna finish like at least another book because I'm almost done with the book I'm reading on my Kindle. But yeah, finished the memoir. It was a vibe. If you want to read it, you should. Hi guys, today is officially May 31st. It's the last day of the month, and I finished, I believe, 2 more books. So the first one I finished was Exception to the Rule by Christina Lauren, and it was a novella, and it was honestly super short. I loved it though. Like, I don't know, Christina Lauren, she just, am I saying her name right? Pause. Yeah, Christina Lauren. For some reason it wasn't sounding right in my brain, but I finished it. I gave that book 5 stars, even though it was a little novella, it was a little quick read, but I loved every second of it. Like, hooked since like page 1. Also, the way they wrote it was kind of like interesting, because it was like the first like probably like 10 to 15 chapters was like their emails back and forth, and then after that was like plot, which I kind of actually really enjoyed. So that was kind of fun, but I actually really liked that book, gave it 5 stars. Christina Lauren, they just do it every time for me. Like, I just love them so much. So yeah, it was a novella. There's really nothing to it, but I loved the 2 characters, and I loved how they met. I felt like the plot was just really unique, and I feel like they could have really made that a whole book. But I read that, and then I literally just sat here and finished 19 Steps by Millie Bobby Brown, but Millie Bobby Brown did not write this book. It was ghostwritten by Kathleen McGirl. Can you see that? Yeah. So, but yeah, I just finished this and I give it a solid 4, like on the dot, like just a solid 4. It wasn't like, it was definitely good. Like some things were happening. I was kind of invested like towards the end. Like the last 50% was like good, and then the first 50% was like, it was just okay. So I liked it though. There was a lot of, you know, stuff going around about this book when it first came out, so I didn't really know if I was gonna like it. It's like a historical fiction romance type situation. So yeah, I give it 4 stars. I don't want to spoil it, but you know, it's Millie Bobby Brown's book. I believe it's a book that it's like a story that her grandma told her and she wrote it down. So this is what we got. Honestly, when you figure out, like when you're reading and you realize like why the book is called 19 Steps, that part is kind of emotional. I didn't cry, but almost cried. But yeah, after that point I was like invested, finished it in one sitting. The beginning is just like, you know, the beginning of any kind of book. It was just kind of, well, I wouldn't say that. It was just kind of slow in the beginning. But, you know, once the ball was rolling, it was rolling. The romance was really cute. It was really cute. And so were the friendships and just like relationships. The plot was just kind of like lacking in the beginning. But, you know, you get over that. So, 4 stars. That's all the books I read in May. I don't know how many books I read, to be honest. This month went by really fast. So I honestly don't know how many books I read. Let me know, but I hope you enjoyed the video because I enjoyed making it. If you liked it, you should subscribe. And if you didn't like it, you should find another video on my channel. Subscribe after that one. And I will see you guys next time I post, which will hopefully be soon. Bye. You can see my hair. I got my hair done. Okay, that's not even the point. Just talking. Bye guys, see you next time I post. Bye.